Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have a couple of journals that I just finished yesterday, and I would like to share that with you. Just going to do a quick flip through. Really super happy with this one. It just turned out really nice. Really nice. Okay, so I just have a cotton closure. And they are attached with eyelets right there. They were really easy to put in. And then there is a doily attached to that. And I made my own weathered looking tape, aged tape. And that was made with alcohol ink. The inside is just made with some cotton fabric. And the binding is a hidden spine binding. So the signatures were all sewn into this very thick cotton canvas. And then it was glued to the inside of the spine, so you don't see anything on the outside. And to glue that, I used Aleene's Tacky glue. This stuff was surprisingly very strong. Those signatures are not going anywhere. Okay, let's start the flip through. So I'm going to have this as a I'm going to keep this book, and it's going to be a fashion, family history of fabric, needlepoint, photos of the hats that my grandmother wore, even some current projects too, and some pictures of family, even wearing those items, if I can find those and get them printed off. So this has 4 signatures. I made 3 cards with old tape and some stamping, and they're just floating in here because I don't know where to put them yet. I know they're for journaling. So lots of space to journal, and nice pages, decorative pages, ready for a photo or even to paste a piece of fabric in. I will be doing that as well. So I already started. This is from Zellers, which is a store in Canada. It was closed a few years ago. But this was embroidery thread in here, and I needed a piece of embroidery thread the other day. So I reached for this, and I found myself almost throwing it in the garbage. And then I thought, well, you know, this would be really nice in my book as the history of, you know, maybe where I got my embroidery thread. And I would just paste it in here as just as a memory. So there we go there. Coffee dyed paper, cardstock, and this is old paper that I coffee dyed. It's really thick. What is it? Paper that I went to a sketching class for a week, and I took pieces of paper and zigzagged that on there. A photograph of a crocheted kitchen thingy. I did not make that, but I do have the item here, and I thought it would be really cute to print that. And it I think it looks great. This is on matte photo paper. My hands are really dry, so I'm having a hard time turning the pages. This comes from a book of sewing, quite a few years old because it's typed on the typewriter. So I thought that would be nice for the book. These are some curtains. This picture comes from a book. Coffee stained paper. This is a square that I made in quilting. I was practicing, trying to figure out what kind of design to come up with. And I made one, and I use it as a coaster. So I took a picture of that and printed it on the photo mat paper as well. So that's, I mean, a history of what I've made over the years and just recently. I suppose in this signature here is where I will probably have pictures of Grandma's hats. So I found a nice stamp there. Picture of a doily, or not really a doily, that would be some embroidery and applique. I love this page, so bright and cheerful. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be covering it. Maybe write a note here or something, but I think it's just beautiful on its own. I love this page. Oh, of course, I started decorating it before I even showed you. I got too excited. But this fabric or embellishment comes from my maternal grandmother. And I think I remember her putting this on some of her, or one of her dresses. She sewed a lot too. So I pasted that in there. That'll be a nice reminder. And I'll probably write a note up here to or here to say where I got that from. Love those curtains. And I made this pocket a couple of years ago out of cardstock. And I thought the book should have at least one pocket, so I could maybe put in some memories in there. And there's the back. I still have my marks, how I was going to attach the signatures, but that's okay. That's all part of making a book out of things that you have, right? It doesn't have to be all brand new stuff. I prefer the old stuff. So here's another one I made. I just found this one the other night, and I've had this one for about a year, but I finally decided what I wanted to do with it. So, a little tag here. I could always put something on there. I'm not sure what. Little heart. So this one is bound the same way. The hidden spine. I use the canvas again. I really like this method. I probably will continue to do that as well. This has 3 signatures, and each signature has this beautiful gray cotton eyelet sewn to it, just to the front of each signature. And the first 2 pages are watercolor paper. Not the expensive Arches paper, but it is still a good quality paper. Not cotton, but pulp. And it will take very light washes of watercolor. Oh, that paper was pretty thick. I thought it was too. Cardstock. Plain white paper. And then in the middle of the signatures, I have 3 pages of, this is packing paper. And I coffee dyed that, ironed it, and cut it. See, it's not even. I like the simplicity of it, the unevenness. And then a bag in the middle. And then it repeats, obviously, at the end. I'm just going to leave those there. It adds to the character. Again, the second one starts with 2 pages of watercolor. They are all 3 pretty much the same. Again, your pocket in the middle. Look at the coffee dye on there. And then your third one. Watercolor paper. I didn't want this to be too colorful, just a nice muted gray. And again, the coffee dyed paper with bag. And there's the end. This is just washi tape, and if you know washi tape, it's never permanent, so I went underneath and just adhered it with some glue so it could stay a little bit longer. This is cotton cloth, which has been stamped and put on with a clear gel medium. And the front is some tape, again, that I made with the alcohol ink. Super easy to do. And this is the tape that I use. The Scotch, the clear, the transparent tape, the real clear, shiny stuff. Minimal expense, and it has a great impact on your journals. So give that a shot if you would like. So there you have it. Super happy with these, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.